everyone, it's Tammy and I'm going to do another card today, but first I thought I'd do the coloring, and I don't know if I'll put it together in a card. I guess it depends on how long this takes, but I want to use these puffy velvet fabric markers that I got from Amazon. A heat tool is required to use these, but it makes them puffy and it's really cool, and it's a fabric marker which you're supposed to use on fabric obviously, but it works on paper too, and I don't know if it tells you. I don't see that it tells you, but I have used this on paper before and it works fabulously. And there's two different sets, I think, a fluorescent set and then this set, and I've used both. I'm going to start with this because this has to be perfectly dry before you heat it, and then it will like bubble up like bubbles. It's really cool. So I'm going to make these bubbles all white. And the best way to do this is to kind of apply a lot. It's kind of like a paint pen, and so you just kind of, you know, trace where you want to go, and sometimes you have to like push down on it just like I did to get the paint. And I don't want to say you want it thick, but you kind of want it, you don't want a thin layer of it. The thicker the layer, the more it will, the longer it takes to dry, but the more it will puff up when you're doing it, and it's really cool effect. So if this isn't dry by the time I'm finished coloring the rest of it, I will come back to it and show you guys before I puff it, because it's pretty cool and it's fun to watch it puff. And I have not used this on fabric, so I can't even vouch for it on fabric, but I can tell you that it's phenomenal on paper. And I'm just coloring all of her little bubbles. I think I'll do the bubbles that are floating, not in this, because, you know, those bubbles really would not be puffy. They would be like, I'll do those in like a light blue, I guess. I brought a few of my Copics over to color. I don't think I'll use a lot. Sometimes I must say that Copics kind of, I don't want to say stress me out, but they kind of a little bit stress me out, because I feel like I should be doing a better job coloring when I'm using my Copics, because I spent so much money on them, and because they're very powerful tools. I mean, they're really awesome. And so sometimes it's more fun for me, not more fun, but sometimes it's just as fun for me to paint with something that's not so fancy. It's not this isn't what I'm talking about, but like sometimes I'll just use like, I don't know, Sharpies, or even my Stampin' Up! Markers. I love those, but I don't feel as pressured. I mean, just the ones that, like the color that you get, no blending required. The color that you put on there is the color that you get. Okay, did I get all of them? And this was just kind of a thin layer, so I'm just kind of dabbing it to go over just a little bit more. And every time you push, you get kind of a big little, that makes sense. You get a big, like, pile of the paint, so I'm just kind of being cautious about where I push, but then making sure that I get enough of the bubbles everywhere so that it'll have a really cool effect. And I think that that's good, so I'm going to go ahead and put this away, and then I'm going to attempt to color the rest, but I don't know if I can color around that or not. We'll see. We shall see. And if I struggle, then we'll just do something else. Let's see. This is just skin color, because I don't want to ruin my Copics by getting them in that. I don't know if that would or not, but by my luck it would. I just love this Copic skin color though. I do use this for almost all the skin. There's a skin white one that I have or something like that, and then this one is baby skin pink, and I don't know, I usually go for this one, or the E00 I think it is, or E0, I don't know, what is it? E00 looks like, from here as long as I can read it. Of course, that's only for light skin. If you want to do darker skin, you would use a different color, clearly. Do, 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 do. This bathtub looks a little small for her, doesn't it? Her legs way too long, but it's a cute image. I don't have enough room in my tub to stretch out either, so this is probably how I look, only I'm a lot bigger than her. But that's cute. I got the pink out for her lips and for her, I'm going to call this a Cosmopolitan. I wish this was me right now. This sounds good. Maybe I'll do something like this tonight. Why not? We gotta live, don't we? So now I'm going to color the tub, and I have this BG000. It's a pale aqua color. And I thought I'd do the tub in this. I don't know if you can hear the police car, but or a fire truck, there's something going on out there. We have a fire station close by, so it was probably a fire truck. Hopefully it's not in my neighborhood. And then whenever I say something like that, I always feel bad because it's clearly in somebody's neighborhood, and then I try to say a little prayer for them. Because I don't want anybody to be hurt. And a fire. Oh, that's horrible. And normally I would do the glass in this color too, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. And I am just using these Copics just straight coloring right now. I don't think I'm even going to do the highlighting thing or any of that, because I don't even know how to do that with the tub other than just to color it. So, there. And maybe I'll do the glass. I usually use this color for glass, so maybe I'll do the glass in a different color, like a greenish color or something, because I have a pale green too. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys because I think you're gonna like this. And this is fun. This is what makes card making fun to me. I would normally do this for the water too, so let me get out a different color for the water, or maybe I'll just get out my blending pen and I'll get out my pale green for the glass. That's not even a bad color for the water, maybe. Because it doesn't really look green, does it? Just kind of looks wet. Okay, so now her hair, which I think I'm going to do in this burnt sienna. And then I have some darker, like reddish colors to highlight. Oh, and I need to do the bubbles too. And this one's peony. It's a reddish violet color. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks all right. And I'll take this light blue color and I'll do these bubbles. Oh no, I won't. I'll do the green color. Where's the light green color? Here it is. And I'll do these bubbles so they match the puddle on the floor. And this still is not dry. So how about I put it to the side and we work on the card, because that actually didn't take quite as long as I expected it to, which I cannot see the timer. I don't know what time it is, but we'll just go with it. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to do a pre-made card or make a card? Let's see what my pre-made cards look like. I could do... stripes. And I don't like those. I mean, I like them, but not for this. I could do, I have these cute punches that look like bubbles. These are cute. Okay, so then what should I do? If I did these, I could also do like a white card base. And maybe like a blue layer or something. Let me see what I have over here in my scraps. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm just picking out a few. And then we'll see which one looks best. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I like this one. So I'm going to move this to the side a little bit so I won't get it cut or get it wet, get the wet mixed with anything. And let's see, is this a regular size card or is this going to have to be a bigger card? I might do a square card and then I can make an envelope. So let's see how big this is. This is 4 by 4. Okay, cool. So if that's 4 by 4, I'm going to make this, because it's going to have that bubble edge, which is 3/4 of an inch by itself. So I need this to be, oh, and this is only 4.5. Whew. So if I did 4.5 by 4.5, this will fit on it. But I don't know if there will be enough room for the bubbles. Then I could do the 5 by 5 for the card. So this would need to be, oh, I'm a dingbat. This would need to be 10 inches, and I just screwed that up, didn't I? Because I cut it the wrong way. Alright, well, you know what? I need to see how this looks anyway. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper, and I'm just going to cut these bubbles. And that would be cute if it was just on one edge of this. So I wonder if I should, okay, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to, where's that one piece that I thought about too? This piece. Is it long enough anyway? Let me just go ahead and cut this. I'm going to punch this. I'm going to do it over my trash can because these little things get everywhere. Yeah, I don't think I like that as much as I thought I would anyway. Well, now that I went ahead and ruined this one. Tammy. Okay. Back to the drawing board. I still like the idea of a square card. I don't like the idea of the bubbles. I mean, I like the idea of the bubbles. I just didn't like the execution of the bubbles. They weren't as cute as I thought they would be. Oh, this one doesn't have a block. Well, put it back. Put it back. Let's go with the square card still. And I think now that I ruined that one, I'm just going to have to go with a darker blue, which I think would be fine. So I'm going to cut this one. That was 4 by 4, so I'm going to cut this one at 4. I don't remember. 4.5. Yeah, I think 4.5 would be good. 4.5 by 4.5, and that end's kind of crummy, so I want it to be on this end. And then I'm going to cut my card at 5 by 5. I'm getting another piece of the heavy white cardstock, and I'm going to cut it this way because it has to be 10 inches by 5 inches. So if this is 8.5 by 11, that means I need to cut an inch off, which is here, and then I'll fold this down. And I will use my bone folder and there's the cute card. I'm going to make an envelope. So let's see if I did, this is a 5 by 5 card. Oh, where's my envelope maker? Dingbat, it's right here. So let's get out this envelope maker and see what size I need to cut for that. So card size 5 by 5. I need an 8 1/4 by an 8 1/4 piece of cardstock. Is that right? Or did that say 8 1/8? 5 by 5. 8 1/8. So 8 1/8 by 8 1/8. So this will go under there. So 8 1/8 by 8 1/8. Then I might use a piece of, let's see, of fun cardstock. If I can find something that I like. She's taking a bath. I'm looking over here at my cardstock. That's what I'm doing. Sorry, this is probably not the most fun part. Let's see. That's kind of cute. I think I'll use that paper. And this is from Stampin' Up, I don't know when, Designer Series. I don't know if it tells you what. Just Add Cake it's called. And this is probably from years ago. So 8 1/8, I need to pull out my little sidebar. And I always have to count these because, okay, that's the 8th. This started out as a 12 by 12, so 8 1/8 by 8 1/8, and then the rest I'll just have as scraps. And now we get out the handy dandy envelope maker. And I just got this not too long ago, and I have to tell you that I love it. It's fun to make custom envelopes for cards, and I have been sending more cards than usual just because I love this thing. And the last time I used it, I forgot to put this thing back, so I'll just get it out now. So 5 by 5 card, it tells you to cut at 8 1/8 by 8 1/8 and score at 4 1/8. So I go to 4 1/8 and I punch it and then I score it. And then you turn it and you put it against the line that you just scored. You put this little arrow thing against that line and you punch it and then you score it again. So I don't care what it says up here anymore. You just use that the first time, just initially, to get the first one started. And then now you just go by the line that you just created with the score line and then punch it and score it. So again, I go to the score line, punch it, and score it. And you will end up very close to the other one that you just did. And this has a handy dandy holder for this score thing to keep it there. And then you just fold it. And you can decide which side you want as your outside of the envelope if you have designer paper. And I want this to be the outside, so I am just folding all of these in. And it even has a handy punch on this side so that you can round the edges, which is super nice. So you go here, oops, I'm not lining it up very well. You go there and you punch and it makes it a rounded edge. And you can do that for all of the edges, or you can just do it for the two that you'll see, or you can do it however you want. You don't even have to do it. If you like the little pokey things, then have it pokey. It does not matter. I'm going to do it to all of them. And then I'm going to pick up all my trash, throw that away. And then I'm going to go ahead and make the envelope. And I like to fold it so that the two folds go in and then this flap goes down, up. And let's see, because this is patterned, I don't think it matters, but okay, I'm going to take my ATG gun and I just put it on the flap that's going to be folded up. And I put it along the edge. And this stuff is very sticky, so I've never had a problem with it not holding. But sometimes, if I feel like it, I will also put some washi on the outside of the envelope, especially if it's just a plain white envelope, just because it's fun. So then what I do here is I wait until I put the card in and seal it, and then I can use more ATG. You could use glue, you could use washi tape and just put it over the top. You could use Scotch tape. It doesn't matter, whatever you have, whatever's convenient. And then because it's a square card, this might cost more to mail, I don't know. And I've not made one of these, so I'm just checking to see how it fits. Ooh, it's kind of tight. Ooh, kind of tight, kind of tight. It does fit, but it's kind of tight, seriously. So tight, I'm going to trim this down just a little bit because it's pretty tight. So I'm just going to trim this down like a tiny, tiny bit. There, like that much. I don't know how much that is, just a tiny bit. And I don't think I'll have to trim it the rest. I think I'll be fine. But let's see how this goes. Much better. And yeah, that one's still too tight. So I'll just have to do it this way where it's a little bit not square, but has a little bit of room to move around. And it'll be fine because this will be pumped out a little bit. And then what I will do is I will take a label and put it on here and write on the label. Or I will use a really dark pen so that you can see it over the dots. But I think a label would help the post office. So let's see, is this dry yet? Not entirely, but I'm going to go ahead and put this down. My stomach just growled. I'm getting hungry. Ooh, I thought I lost it. And this will go on here like that. And I think it's probably dry enough. I should probably wait until it's totally dry, but I want you guys to see this, and it's so cool. So I'm going to heat up my heater. And then I'm just going to put it on here. Can you guys see that? See how it's like bubbling up? It's so much fun to watch. Okay, and that's all it takes. But I think it's awesome. I love this effect. So hopefully you guys can see. And it's kind of cool that not all of it was dry, because some of the parts that weren't dry even stuck up a little more than the parts that were. So it gives it a lot of dimension. There's some bubbles that are higher than others, just like it would be in real life. So I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it is so cool. I love it. I do. I love it. It's so much fun. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down. And I'm being careful not to push too hard against the bubbles because I don't want to flatten any of them, but I don't know that it would. I've never had that problem, but I just don't want to take the chance. And I'm kind of pushing my paper out a little bit because this did kind of warp it, so I'm just kind of making sure that I get it as straight as I can without any bubbles in the paper. Pun intended. Okay, so there we go. And there's our fun card for today. Isn't that cute? This would be nice to send to somebody who's having a stressed out time or something. Maybe along with some bubble bath or something, and send it as a little gift or give it as a gift. Very cute. I'm loving it. All right, I hope you enjoy, and if you try it, give me a ring. Let me know. Give me a ring. Give me a comment. Thanks. Bye.